this is one of my biggest mistakes. It led to 2 weeks of my essential time getting wasted, and I got a really bad GMAT score. Hi guys, my name is Pratik Joshi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is based on the mistakes I made during my GMAT journey. If y'all are on the course of pursuing these mistakes, then please try to avoid them and replan and re-strategize how you're going to tackle your GMAT exam. So without wasting much time, let's get started. Mistake number one. What I did was I directly started studying without properly planning when I'm going to answer the exam, when I'm going to start applying to my desired colleges. So what happened was that I wanted to be really confident of what I was studying, and once I was confident, I decided that I'm going to answer the exam. But unfortunately, I started delaying my exam dates, because of which my application dates started changing. So lesson learned here is that if you have decided that this is the time I'm going to take for my prep, stick to that time, answer the exam on the decided time. If it is too difficult to plan on that, what you can do is first plan when you're going to apply to your colleges, then plan when you're going to answer the GMAT exam, and then finally plan how many months you require for your GMAT prep. If you had similar experiences with your GMAT prep, mention them down in the comment section below. Mistake number two. This is one of my most silliest mistake, which is answering 3 mock tests in the same week of my final GMAT exam. Actually, what happened was I wanted to know how much I'm going to score in the GMAT exam after all my preparation. So that is why I answered mock test number 1 in the same week of the GMAT exam, and I got a score which disappointed me. So I answered the second mock test after 1 day. This score was little lesser compared to the previous mock, so I started questioning, am I really ready? Which is when I gave my third mock, which was 1 day after the second mock, and I got a really bad GMAT score, which is when I started reconsidering, am I really ready for the GMAT exam? Am I really prepared? But what happened was I was very adamant in my mind that I'm going to stick this time to my plan, and I answered the GMAT, which is when I got a score of 640. So the lesson learned here is never answer any mocks in the same week as the final GMAT exam. Mistake number 3. This is one of my biggest mistakes, because even though I knew that I was going to be answering the GMAT online exam, I was practicing on a normal pen and paper. I was not practicing on a physical whiteboard or an online whiteboard. Personally, for me, the online whiteboard, I was not really comfortable with it, so I decided to go for a physical whiteboard. And even though I bought a physical whiteboard 1 month before the exam, I practiced on it hardly for 15 to 20 days, which is the biggest deal breaker. So the lesson learned here is that buy a physical whiteboard when you decide I'm going to be answering the GMAT online exam. You have 3 months to prepare. Start preparing from day 1 on the physical whiteboard if you're going to be using that physical whiteboard in the exam. If not, properly plan how you're going to practice on the online whiteboard and go for it. This is, I think, the most important thing that you need to know before answering the GMAT online exam. Mistake number 4. I started directly practicing the questions from the official guide without learning the basics. So the lesson learned here is that first go through the basics. Understand why this particular formula is used and why not something else. Understand those basics before attacking those questions, because that is what will be helping you when you come across a particular question and you need to analyze those values, what is happening in the question. That is the time your basics will come into picture. So that is why first spend considerable time on your basics, then go for the practice questions. Mistake number 5 is that I did not practice verbal questions every single day. What I had initially adopted was an alternative day approach, where Monday was for quant, Tuesday was for verbal, and the cycle repeats. So what started to happen was I started accumulating my verbal questions, and I started avoiding them, and I just kept on pursuing quant questions and integrated reasoning section. So which is why verbal section was starting to mount up, and it suddenly one day I started getting very bad scores in the mock exam, which is when I realized that I need to go through all the verbal basics right from scratch and practice all verbal questions again. So this happened in between my GMAT prep, and it led to 2 weeks of my essential time getting wasted. So please do not plan on answering verbal questions on one particular day. Keep answering verbal questions every day, which is when you will get into the habit of answering quant and verbal questions together. So that is it, guys, for this video. I hope you guys learn something from my mistakes, and if you are someone who has committed similar mistakes, you have no reason to be embarrassed about yourself. You just need to forget about it and move on, and that is what successful people do, because failure is the first step to success. So don't worry about the mistakes that you have made. What is important is you learning from your mistakes and moving on. If this video has helped you in any way, please show your support by subscribing to my channel and liking this video. If you have any doubts or questions regarding maybe the mistakes that I have made or regarding your GMAT prep, don't forget to mention your doubts and queries in the comment section below. I'll be seeing you for the next video. So until then, be happy, stay safe, and all the best for your prep.